All right, back in the garage. Got a recap. Um, Tournament season's definitely coming to a close. I know there's still, you know, what 6 months left, 7 months left in the year, 6 months left. Um, but all the major circuits have pretty much finished up. I do have one last, we'll say, big tournament, the last chance qualifier, which is coming up July 13th, 14th at Lake Martinez. The winner of that event will be able to qualify or will qualify for the national semifinal with Arizona or compete with Arizona, which the top angler from California and a top angler from Arizona at that event will move on and fish the Bass Federation National Championship. So, hoping to do well at this one. Once again, it's called the Last Chance Qualifier for a reason. And the reason I'm fishing it, not only because I'm hosting it, but the state championship, which gave me a chance to finish in the top 14, finished up, and I just didn't make the cut. After day one, I was sitting in the like 11th place, and I had a what I thought a pretty good bite going all week. Ain't nothing special. I'm pretty sure everyone else was on the same thing. It was top water. The only thing that I found out that everyone, uh, I guess, either found out late or released late, but um, my bite picked up towards the afternoon, or I want to say towards that 9:30 and on. That's when my top water bite picked up. There's other people claiming that their top water bite was first thing in the morning, and it held up for most of them. But a lot of the anglers that qualified said that they caught said kicker fish or a needed fish in the afternoon with top water. Now, with top water, how do we define that? What are we talking about? So you have the walking baits, which I tried. I just didn't get the attention um, that I needed all week. Uh, Switched out some colors, went to a smaller size. Just didn't, like I said, just didn't get the attention. As for a popper, um, nothing on that. I think it was just too slow. Uh, for what the fish were wanting to react to. The way it was set up was, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get into it. So, what I was doing at State, or once again, it was New Melones, and we fished this like the second week of June. And the fish were suspended for the most part, and I was running islands and points. I know there's underwater humps, but I didn't really do well on those humps. They were 30 feet below the surface of the water, so even with the drop shot, I really just didn't feel comfortable fishing those areas. But I ran to the point and I said, fish the islands. Um, in particular, the point on the islands are just circled, but the fish were uh, suspended for the most part. So um, that was pretty interesting to find out that I can position a boat in 20 feet of water off a point or an island and then cast into 60 or 70 feet and work my top water bait back towards the boat and still draw the fish up. So that was pretty cool. New Melones, they have largemouth, they have spots, and primarily caught spots. I did catch some largemouth. Um, on day one, my biggest fish was a largemouth. It was 3.34. Caught on a drop shot. In particular, the color was bait ball. So that was the other thing. I had a 1-2 punch top water drop shot. Um, I think the worm color mattered too much. Last year when I fished that event, monster shad and baby bass robo worms, not the Yamamoto baby bass, different. The robo worm baby bass, and I was getting bit pretty consistently. Still got bit consistently on those colors, but the better quality fish came on bait ball. And of course, I only bought a couple packs because I thought they were all going to be on baby bass, on the robo worm baby bass. But they wanted um, bait ball more. And while we were up there, none of the tackle shops uh, had bait ball. So anyway, um, the top water of choice was the Chapo, El Chapo, not the Whopper Plopper, El Chapo. I tried the bigger, the 110 Whopper Plopper, and I couldn't get bit. I don't say I couldn't get bit. The quality wasn't there, the quality that I wanted. When I switched to the Chapo, it was in this color here. It was this exact one, bone, right? Has a little orange nose and the red tail, and we'll get into that in a second. But they had this bait like good. They weren't, for the most part, coming off during practice. It'd either be sideways or uh, they'd have the front hook, and like I said, they were pinned. But practice day one of the event, once again, kind of nerve wracking. Even though the bite, like I said, my top water bite was at 9:30, I was nervous, or I started to panic when co-angler got one on top water pretty quick, and I was like, oh no, maybe I was wrong about the bite. But settled in, got a couple off the drop shot to help keep calm the nerves, and then I got one prior to 9:30. We'll say probably about like 8 something on that El Chapo, and then from there confidence grew, and I had like 11 something pounds. Stayed in the main lake, or I guess the southern part. I don't know how that really lines up, but the main part of the lake is where I fished. Noticed going up river in New Melones, you could catch a lot more fish, but the quality wasn't there. They were a lot smaller fish, at least for me. And he said, I know some anglers went up there and probably caught some big ones, but that wasn't me. Um, Drop shot, like I said, I picked that up. I'd throw the Chapo for a good time, or I'd go around the island, the other way, stop on each end of the island, and then, of course, throw out that drop shot and try to scoop up something. And like I said, the 1-2 punch was working well, and I was feeling great going into day two. Figured I just need to catch the same amount of weight, maybe a couple ounces short, but hoping more for some ounces over. But something was just different. I felt it from when I went to, shout out to Glory Hole Station, that gas station. It's back. They got a little bit of tackle in there. They also got breakfast sandwiches, coffee. They always had ice and stuff. But on that morning, something was wrong because I went in and got, every day I get the same thing, coffee and one of their breakfast sandwiches. On this one, they gave me a hard sandwich. They were just bringing fresh sandwiches out, and they gave me a hard sandwich, and I knew then something was not right. But went to the lake, whatever, chucked the sandwich out, didn't eat it. And then when we got to the first spot, got a short on El Chapo, and then threw out again, and I got one that was going to help. It would have been the first one in the boat. Keywords would have been, but he just didn't stay button. He did not stay button. It was the first one that shook off, and I still don't know what happened. Partner tried to get there fast enough, and he just, like I said, just shake, 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 and I watched him part away from El Chapo. And so that once again made me feel a little weird. But started moving around the lake. Got a couple of little ones in there, and slowly got something in the well. I had probably like 3 fish. Well, I had 2 fish before once again anxiety set in. Hooked the fish on a drop shot, that bait ball. Bringing the fish, he was pretty close to the boat. Net's in the water. We're getting ready to put him in the net and score one for Nick Nitro, but he shook his head, and I think the teeth on the fish cut the line because it was just done. Just there's no resist, just smooth cut. And I know spots they do have, their teeth are pretty pretty sharp. You know, considering your bass. I mean, it's not going to bite a hole in you, but they're pretty sharp. And like I said, he just got it good. It was the first time that happened all week. So once again, anxiety set in. Had to let out a scream, but got back into it. Caught some fish. Finally got one on El Chapo. Went upriver. Finished out the limit. My co-angler had numerous opportunities for limits, but he couldn't keep the fish button either. And it was just one of those days. And so on day 2, I came in with only 8 pounds. I thought maybe I would still be able to slide in. Unfortunately, there was a high fish kill. Anglers just, I don't know, a lot of fish just didn't survive. So I thought maybe I would slide in based on the penalty points, but it wasn't. It just didn't have it. So I finished with 8 something for day 2, 11, close to 11 and a half on day 1, and I dropped from 11th place down to 24th. So yeah, humbling experience. I thought for sure it was good. It was the first time that was the closest I came to qualifying for the state team. So it was really a bummer. Even driving back, or even now making a video and thinking about it, but trying to figure out what went wrong. Why didn't the Chapo work the same way? And the only thing I can come up with was this tail. If you can see, there's like a red hue to it, a red tint. Now, when I checked this after I got back from New Melones, it was clear, completely clear. All the red marking, what they did is, what Berkeley did was they put basically a red paint on the outside that provided the rest of the tail to show red or have that red tint. And like I said, it was completely clear when I was back here in San Diego. So looking to try to fix it, I was like, well, what if I put a red Sharpie? I did put a little bit on this tail here, which I know we'll find out if it works next time I go fishing. As you can see here, colored the red tail. You see right there. But I also noticed, let me just try to follow the outline like Berkeley did, and sure enough, it's making it pop like it did right out of the package. So, or at least like it was doing during practice at New Melones. So, man, don't know what to say. I guess if I get up there one more time, as always, one more time, definitely going to give New Melones a business and make good on whatever the qualification is. If it means, I qualify for the next big tournament, that means cash in the check. Whatever it is, next time I go to New Melones, I'm definitely getting it done. Which brings me another question, or another point. Looks like there is Toyota Series 2025. Looks like it's going to be all Northern California for the Western Division, and New Melones is rumored to be one of the lakes. So if that happens, I definitely could, next year could be the chance where I do that. And rest assured, I'll have 1 more Chapos, and then 2, I'll make sure that I got a red Sharpie to make sure that tail is red. But that was the only thing I could see that was different. Things have changed because other people caught them on top water, and I tried a walking bait on day 2 in the same bone color. It didn't work. I tried other stuff. It was still the 1-2 punch that was getting it done, but just like I said, just didn't see that small detail, and looks like that's what cost me my chance on the state team. But in any case, still had a lot of fun. It's always good to fish for spots or smallmouth because we don't have those in San Diego, so it's all strictly largemouth for us. Oh, as they say, better luck next time. But before we get out of here, before we sign off, other news came in. I'll now be helping build the Trica brand. So Trica rods, pretty sure those that have been doing your social media stuff, going whatever rabbit holes those are, I've probably seen the advertisement for the rods, and they look fantastic. I can't wait to for my rods to show up, and so I can go ahead and start filming me catching some fish with it. It looks like it's really going to change the game. Super light, super sensitive, and that's definitely what I look for in rods. More so than what they may look like. So definitely the appearance is good. I definitely like to be flashy and flamboyant, but the rods do look cool. Just if it's light, the lighter the rod, the better I feel with it. And like I said, it looks like it's right up my alley. Plus, that echo chamber really looks like it's going to set things apart. I'll be able to know when fish are thinking about biting the line, and then I'll catch them. So, looking to have those prior to the last chance qualifier. So, get some footage of me catching some big ones out there at Lake Martinez with the new rods. But until next time, tight lines out.